challenge here, but if for some reason they cancel each other out, then you know where it's going to be decided, in the backcourt with guys about your size, Kevin.
Wait a minute. Now here's Burke. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. It goes on Giannis Antetokounmpo. The Knicks shooting their first free throws of the night.
And on the season, you know, they're hitting about 76%, which is a decent rate.
You know, I know that's an aspect they've been trying to address as a team. I mean, they've got to get those free throw numbers up and improve.
The shot's good from the great one.
Boy, I love the unselfishness there. I mean, if you're open out to Antetokounmpo, make sure you get the ball.
Passes it to Richardson. Clock at 6. Got a piece of it. Now Giannis. He picked up 30 points in their last win against Brooklyn.
And he was also a big factor for them defensively. I think he tallied 4 blocks in the game.
The feed now to Drummond. And that's out of bounds. Milwaukee will retain possession. Here's someone who's really been playing well, earning the Player of the Month in the East, the Great One.
Well, it's not often you see someone be this impactful on the defensive end, but that's what makes him special. I mean, he's been doing all the little things that don't necessarily show up in the box score, but you can bet his coach and teammates know that he's been carrying the team with his D.
And here are the Knicks now, after the miss from the Great One.
And once he got to the 10, I think he was surprised to find himself that wide open.
Well, this early, they should be showing a lot more energy on defense. It's not there.
Now here's Middleton, coming in off a 10-point performance last game out. Always going up for the alley-oop here. It's stolen by Carter. Knocks it loose. Right wing. Bagley trying to free himself up. Burke can't get it to go. And so Payton will bring it up for the Bucks. They're coming off that win against the Nets.
And guys, they walked into the arena with a certain kind of swagger, and we really saw it play out on the offensive end.
And, you know, confidence is key there. They seem to play with a ton of it, especially on the offensive end.
They recover it.
A high motor keeps Drummond engaged defensively. He doesn't want to let any shots go in.
There's the pass to the Great One. Carter pulls it in.
And you can see the defenders afraid to kind of get in his way a lot of times when he's on his way to the basket. But on that one, they were there.
Now here's Richardson. 14 points from him the last game against the Mavericks in Dallas. Good.
And a nice job here early of establishing an inside presence.
And Milwaukee calls their first time out of the game. Earlier, David Aldridge spoke with head coach Dwayne Casey. Dave, what'd you find out?
Well, Kevin, they've certainly struggled to contain this offense so far. He said, if we're going to get a win, we have to step it up on defense. I need all 5 guys connected at that end of the floor. Kevin, they have to be motivated tonight. Nobody wants to get swept, and that's exactly what they're in danger of doing, going 0 for 4 in this season series. Back to you.
All right, David, sounds like they're very concerned about preventing an early run by their opponent.
No doubt. You don't want to play catch-up if you can avoid it. They're going to lean on their defense to try to keep this game in check.
Yeah, and, you know, it's a tall task. Great offense tends, in most cases, to beat great defense. They've got their work cut out for them.
All the officials are all over that one.
Clearly a foul. I mean, didn't give them any choice but to blow the whistle. I mean, you got to play without fouling.
That free throw good from the Great One. Both free throws good from the Great One.
And that's the norm for him. He's pretty much automatic when he's at the line.
Burke, the pass to Temple. Carter outside. Bagley against Antetokounmpo. Bagley, no good.
And typically he has the touch to finish when he's in tight, but not sure on that possession.
Hey, if you had a list of the most athletic players in the NBA and did a roll call, it would be not long before you got to Antetokounmpo. The Greek Freak is a real deal.
The Bucks have been perfect at the line so far, albeit just 2 for 2.
And they've had really good numbers all season from the free throw line.
Really, guys, it's just come together for them at the charity stripe this season. I mean, the confidence is there, and so too are the results. They should be in front right now, but he'll be relieved not to have come up totally empty there.
Carter outside. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Bagley. Unable to get that one. Great D that time from Middleton. It's Antetokounmpo on the wing. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Just off the charts, incredible athleticism from Antetokounmpo. Fending off contact like a real pro.
Now here's Burke. He had a 27-point outing in their last game against the Mavericks in Dallas. Deflects the pass. That's going to be over and back. Not watching for the line that time. Let's take a moment to see the squads that have been the most dominant on the glass this season. Bucks number 1.
They are tenacious when it comes to attacking the backboard. Physical, smart, and determined. No surprise to see them at the top of the ranking.
Antetokounmpo kicks to Payton. Pass to the great. Oh, and he plucks it off the glass. Wow.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
To halt the run, Burke can't get it to go.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that.
I tell you what, it's absolutely foolish and futile to let Antetokounmpo get space to sprint towards the rim. I mean, the dunks he jams home are just downright filthy, ugly, nasty, wicked.
Burke, the pass to Temple. Carter with it. Passes to Bagley. Another shot. Nice D from the great one.
It has not been his game so far. I mean, he's trying his best, giving great effort, but little has gone his way.
Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones.
Hey, they've got a nice, comfortable lead here, fellas. Might as well keep it simple. Do it a plain, simple one-hander, just like pound cake.
I would agree. And the Knicks decide to take their first time out here. With the playoffs coming up quickly, Clark's strength of schedule can play a big role as it determines where a team is going to be seated come playoff time.
No, I agree with you in terms of even just making the playoffs sometimes, Kevin,
Yes.
based on where teams are and who they're playing. I mean, those matchups against potential playoff teams that are still fighting for seeding, they can sharpen you up and get you ready. And actually, those games can be playoffs before the playoffs in many ways.
And I always admire the coaches, Clark, that walk their players through the different scenarios because they should be aware.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. You want everything out in front of you. As long as your team is able to handle it, and most of these teams can, I think that's a good point.
For 3, Middleton. Knicks with the rebound. Carter's got 6 rebounds in the game. Carter on the wing. Over Payton. New York, no good that time either. On offense, here are the Bucks. They picked up 11 straight.
When Antetokounmpo is driving, he's locked in on finishing no matter what the defense hits him with.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
Burke kicks to Carter. Now here's Richardson. He's guarded closely, and the foul called on the great one. That is his first foul of the game. And the Bucks making a change here. Holmes checked in. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Van Vliet's checked in. And there's the call on Giannis Antetokounmpo. That'll be his second foul of the game. Both teams will make substitutions. So here's Van Vliet, guarded by Holmes. Just 4 to shoot. Carter inside the three-point line. That one misses. The Bucks go the other way with it. Here's the great one. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Melli passes to the great one, and it's out of bounds. They say it was last touched by Bagley. Second quarter of basketball, just over a minute and a half played. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. They grab their own miss, and he gets the whistle. 2 free throws coming up.
And a moment now to check out the numbers for Giannis Antetokounmpo. First in rebounding, second in blocks, and he has so many different ways to get the ball in the basket. Right now ranked 3rd in the league in points per game.
And just going back real quick to the fact that he's tops in the league in rebounds, what a tremendous feat. What a monster he is in the paint. Knicks trail by 6. Setting the floor for the Knicks. They've got Marvin Bagley, and it's Brazdeikis in at the 3. Bucks have gotten only 1 of their first 4 shots in the second quarter to drop. Here's the great one, and a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. The great one's got 8.
I tell you what, it's almost like stealing to watch how he plays the game from this seat.
Burke, the pass to Bagley. The shot, no good. Good D by Drummond. Milwaukee leading by 8. Floats it up for Giannis. Throws down the alley-oop slam.
Love the read there from Antetokounmpo. I mean, his basketball IQ is really impressive when it comes to alley-oop attempts.
Now here's Burke. His numbers are looking pretty good. He's got his scoring average up around 18.5 points a game. Here's Bagley. It's Drummond with the rebound. Drummond's got double-digit rebounds now in the game.
Trailing here in the game, you can look at his performance as a direct indicator of why they're losing. I'll tell you what, he has been feeling it, guys, and the best game plan right now, it's elementary. Just keep feeding him. Let him eat.
And they get it, and it's sent back by Drummond. Here's Antetokounmpo. Plays it up and banks it in. Antetokounmpo's got the lead up to 14 now for the Bucks. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for Milwaukee.
Well, in the first half of play, they're closing out aggressively, blocking shots. A key indicator of their activity on the defensive side.
Something else they've done right so far from the get-go tonight is run. I mean, so much of their offense has come off the fast break.
Now here's Giannis. The great one passes to Middleton. Pocket 6. To the inside. The great one. That's good. And it's Payton with the assist. Payton's got 3 assists tonight.
Well-rounded effort, and they show no signs of letting up.
Almost no holes in their performance tonight. They've been tremendous.
On the sideline, let's catch up with Hall of Famer David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. The great one in that last game against the Nets put on a show. He scored 53 points, and as expected, he distributed the rock and got his teammates involved. It's rare to see any player put up numbers like that. It's likely a game he'll always remember. Kevin?
Thank you, David. You're right. He was a one-man wrecking crew in that one.
Yeah, he was not going to let them lose that game. We'll see if he comes in with that same attitude tonight.
Yeah, you know, every night's different. They may try to double him, might force him to adjust, or force him to make plays with the pass instead. We'll see. Boy, he has to put that one away. A solid opportunity gone awry.
Here's Temple, defended by Drummond. And Temple kicks to Burke. Bagley dishes to Burke to end the cold streak. And it's out of bounds. The Knicks able to retain possession here. Just 3 to shoot to the right side. Let's go. And the Knicks miss again.
No matter what looks they get, they just can't convert to stop this run.
And, you know, they've got to be careful because this is when the team concept breaks down and guys start playing hero ball.
He's tried to get it going, but the shots simply have not been there. Nothing seems to be falling.
Here's Bagley. Misses off the left iron.
And still, he's scoreless. Boy, they could use just a little bit of help from him.
And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
And, you know, this is why people are so high on Antetokounmpo. I mean, he's a ferocious player, great competitive spirit, tremendous work ethic, and highly skilled. He wants to dominate.
Now, here's Burke. Now the pass to Brazdeikis. Here's Bagley, defended by Middleton. A fader. Bagley with the bucket.
And with that basket, he puts a stop to the 13-0 run there by the Bucks.
Middleton outside. Pass to Antetokounmpo. Inside. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. And Clark, when you look at how the game has changed, if you were entering the league today, how would you reshape your skill set?
Well, the biggest part would be expanding my shooting range. I was a good shooter at the time that I played, but would need to expand it and was just starting to stretch out my shooting to the three-point line. And then also defensively, be a little more committed to that end of the floor, really working to get better there. The ball handling, passing, scoring, rebounding, those were things that I did pretty well.
Pass to Brazdeikis. Over Middleton. And it's wide right. Hits off the rim.
And they've got a big lead, not just on the scoreboard, but really in the rebounding numbers as well.
And what I like about it, Greg, it's been a physical brand of basketball. It's had a little sandpaper element to it. Gritty and rough. But that's how you win games.
And so here is New York after Chris Middleton missed from long range. Here's Bagley. It's rebounded by Payton.
Boy, just cannot buy a bucket, guys. And tell you what, that's a painful quarter for him, and it's painful for me to watch, too.
Middleton, the pass to Drummond. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. A shot by Antetokounmpo. Nobody around. Good for the basket. Number 9. He's only missed 2 shots from the floor all night. They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Here's Temple. 17 points for him last game against Dallas.
Yeah, and it seemed like he spent about half the game shooting free throws. Credit him for really taking it to the defense.
Now, here's Bagley. And the Knicks miss again. Passes it to the great. And he takes the fantastic lead pass up strong for the slam.
Tremendous court awareness by Payton.
And so it's Burke who brings up the ball for the New York Knicks. Last time they met in New York.
Scoring efficiency was an issue in that one. Took them too many shots to get their point.
Yeah, and I think they just seem to be a page behind, a step slower out there all game.
The Knicks shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. He's off on the first.
And one of the youngest rookies when he came into the NBA, Bagley reclassified in high school so he could get to college a year earlier.
Kadeem Allen, he's checked in for Payton. The Knicks also changing it up. Horrocks checked in, and it's Fred VanVleet in for Burke.
Give them credit. Offensively, they've been the more efficient team.
Well, you know, it's been all high percentage shots for them so far. I mean, just the kind of execution you want in the first half.
Now here's VanVleet. 5 points in the game.
How can you forget about him? I mean, he's not going to miss that open of a look.
Intercepted. An even 3-on-3 break. Knocked loose. And up the court come the Bucks on the break. Middleton can't get it to go.
I mean, that can happen to anyone, but it's ugly every time it does.
Yeah, it is unfortunate, embarrassing. He just lost his concentration for a split second, and that's all it took.
Bucks leading by 18. And the pass to the great one. Right side, Antetokounmpo. Here's the great one. Middleton outside. Pass to the great one. Just 5 to shoot. Giannis is double. Nobody near Allen. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. Antetokounmpo's got 3 assists in the game. Now here's Van Vliet. 10 points for him. Drummond working against Bagley. And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Drummond. And some changes here for the Bucks. Griffin's checked in for Andre Drummond. And it's Denzel Valentine in for Chris Middleton. Feeds it to Richardson. Got a piece of it. And Griffin sends it back. Here's the great one. They get it again. Antetokounmpo. Good work defensively by Carter. Knicks trailed by 21. Here's Temple. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
Oh, Kev, he put some anger behind that one.
You're telling me.
Treated the rim like it stole something from him.
Now here's Valentine. He's gotten some minutes, but nothing on the board yet. And a fast break now for New York. Here's Van Vliet. Oh, yes, he did. 5 up and 5 down for him so far.
Pressuring the ball and making a play that created the opportunity.
You know, you push it after a steal, there's almost no chance the defense can get back and recover.
No good from the great one.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
You know what? That's a confidence shaker for him, though. I mean, that's a shot he expects to make every time.
Blocked again.
And the long reach of Antetokounmpo, I mean, stretches for days. And because of that, he's excellent at challenging shots.
And the activity he shows around the rim is why he is such a respected defender.
And you know what? He's not going to give up an easy finish at the rim. I mean, that's just against his constitution.
Oh, Kevin, get a load of that one. Take that play and put it in the alley-oop textbook, boys.
Perfectly done. You're right. He put it on a platter for him.
And a nice touch on the finish.
There's 53 seconds left in the second quarter. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. And only 6 feet tall in shoes. Fred Van Vliet's not the... With 1 on the clock, it doesn't go for him. So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided. Thanks, David, and we'll be back shortly following halftime to get the third quarter underway. And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. You look at Antetokounmpo in this one, he's been everywhere.
Well, with a double-double in hand through 2 quarters, you can just imagine what his stat line will look like at the end of this one.
Yeah, he's got that locked-in look in his eyes tonight, and he's not going to start taking it easy. I think he's going to be going hard until that final whistle blows.
Our second half of basketball, and presented by Gatorade. Let's see who's all fueled up and on the floor to start the third. On the court for the Bucks, Middleton and Giannis are the forward tandem. Great one out there with Elfrid Payton, and it's Drummond in at the center.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the board has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
And they've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
Here's Richardson following the basket by Giannis. And the foul called on the great one. That's foul number 2 for him. And a minute played as the second half gets going. Pass to Bagley. On the money from 12 feet away. Bagley's got 5.
Yeah, and Bagley has the reputation for showing variety. Can score in a different way on each possession.
Passes it to the great one. Here's Giannis. And he overshot that one, missing.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
Richardson kicks to Burke. And the officials will call the illegal screen right there. As the playoffs near, let's take a look at the Eastern Conference standings. You take a look at the Bucks. They continue to play strong basketball, if not utterly dominant, as the last part of the season grinds toward the playoffs. And it looks like, guys, they'll hold on to that #1 spot the whole way there. And, of course, New York, right now, quite a ways down below.
Well, right now for the Knicks, they're one of those teams that hasn't quite figured it out this year. A lot of talent, a lot of heart, but nothing to put them up on that next level.
You know, it's really hard to figure out exactly what's been missing, but there is something missing. It perhaps could be the system they're playing in.
To the middle. Here's Drummond. The pass to the great Giannis outside. Releases.
Able to guard multiple positions. Bagley's athleticism and speed helps a ton on this end.
To the paint. It's tipped. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. Here's the great one. That's in, coming off an assist from Payton. 18 points for the great one.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passing. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Here's Giannis, and the dunk by Giannis.
Super quick in transition, the Greek freak jumping down the throat of the defense with that speed.
The Knicks have gone 1 of 3 since starting the second half. Burke, the pass to Bagley. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. Andre Drummond picks one up.
I mean, he's a real wrecking ball inside. Once Bagley has solid position, you almost have to foul it.
And so Bagley nails them both. Zone defense, Clark, being played now by a lot of teams. It's amazing that even with that, the point totals just continue to rise.
And you know what? I attribute the point totals continuing to rise to a couple of things. One, the volume of three-point shots that are being taken. And I think teams are playing at a little faster pace universally. You don't see as much walking the ball up the floor as I think you may have seen in years past.
Now here's Burke after the miss from Elfrid Payton. Over Payton. New York, no good that time either.
Far from an ideal start here. I mean, this half just 1 for 4 so far.
And that one, good.
And 10 of their last 12 coming off assists.
Guys, if they're going to make a run, no time like the present.
Yeah, and it certainly, we had to expect a better game than this. Been very ugly thus far.
Here's Brazdeikis, still getting warmed up offensively. No scoring yet from him. And he gets it to go.
And he's just an attacking player. A guy who doesn't mind a little contact. Bagley there with a strong finish.
To the inside, the great one. And there's a nice one-handed slam.
The finish was nice, but the setup was better.
Yeah, GA, the pick working to full effect before the stuff.
And, you know, not enough help from the defense there to compensate. He gets a clean look, and that's exactly how you draw it up.
Draws contact on the shot, and now a three-point play chance as he'll head to the line.
How about the strength on display there? Even when you whack Bagley, he's outstanding at fighting through it.
And an important part of every team's game, a look at the hustle stats for the Bucks.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
Hollis Trieri, covered by Giannis. It's Richardson on the wing. 6 to shoot. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line. Well, maybe not the most well-known player in the league, but Josh Richardson has been a big source of offense, and Grady's done it for a while now.
A bit of a specialist, but Richardson has no problem putting up and making threes.
And Antetokounmpo gets it to go. Antetokounmpo's got 6 in the quarter.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Pass to Brazdeikis. Some nice passing by New York here. Here's Bagley. And a lot of contact on that one, so he'll shoot 2 here.
And that's the thing about Bagley. Big, athletic, versatile, very hard to stop without fouling. And one of the problems in the first half, that shoddy work at the free throw line. They needed to fix that, and they've been much improved since the break.
And the Bucks making a change here. Holmes checked in. And the Knicks making a change here as well. Fred VanVleet is checked in for Burke. Here's VanVleet after the made shot from the great one. New York calls timeout.
And the lack of rim protection, top of the list.
Yeah, you know, just look at the numbers, guys. I mean, they are being taken to the woodshed in the paint.
While we have a break, we can see which teams have made the most of their second chance opportunities over the last 10 games. Fifth best, the Bucks.
I mean, you love their aggressiveness, not settling for one shot offensively, but really running down those loose boards and converting for extra points.
Pass to Richardson. Trieri, defended by Middleton. VanVleet looking around. Goes up from the top of the key, and it's in there. VanVleet's got 16 points. And so it's Milwaukee with it. Earlier in the game, they held a 25-point lead. Out left to the wing. Here's Giannis. An easy 2 points on the layup.
They are attacking the rim and getting great results.
And how? I mean, they're taking this defense to task, taking them to school. Every one of their last 10 points have come in the paint.
Bagley, good, and VanVleet gets the assist. Bagley's got 13 points in just this quarter. And it's Antetokounmpo with the ball. He'll bring it up for the Milwaukee Bucks. Second chance effort, stolen. Unhindered, going all the way. Here's Balestrieri. Oh, and that one, no question, powered it down.
That's a double whammy, guys.
That's right. A great defensive play, then the emphatic stuff.
Well, turning defense to offense, we talk about it all the time. Try to hit your opponent at the other end before they can set up the defense.
And that is a textbook example of how to defend your rim.
And you know, guys, I love his fight and grit on the interior. I mean, he never lets a shot go uncontested.
And here is VanVleet. 16 points for him. Balestrieri, defended by Middleton. Here's Richardson. Nice D from the great one.
Yet that's another miss for him. They're behind in this game largely because he shot so poorly.
That one falls.
And I want to see more of that from him. I mean, he's been passing up on his shot more than usual, even though he's hitting the ones that he takes.
Here's Brazdeikis. He's still scoreless so far in this one. High arcing shot. Bucks leading by 23. Floats it up for Giannis. Takes the alley-oop pass and dunks it down.
How about the court vision of Middleton? Just so good at finding the open man.
Here's VanVleet. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. Outside, Bagley. It's stolen by Antetokounmpo. All alone. And the slam dunk by Antetokounmpo.
Really amazing. Absolutely astonishing how accomplished Antetokounmpo is on defense. I mean, he's disruptive wherever he is on the floor defensively.
Now here's VanVleet. Guarded by Holmes. VanVleet with it. Down low. That one's off. Still out of sync. Pass to the great one. And a great assist by Antetokounmpo as that one goes in. And that's now 28 points for the great one. Looking to get it going. Bagley trying to free himself up. And he makes that one.
That is super efficient, getting in deep and then taking advantage.
The pass to the great one. It's tipped. And that'll be Milwaukee as it goes out of bounds. Bucks retain possession. How do you think great coaches go about making that connection with their players?
Well, it starts with being candid and holding the player accountable. Great players want to and need to be coached, and great coaches find a way to do that effectively for that individual and for the team.
Clark, the NBA gives out so many awards at the end of the season. Is there an award missing that you'd like to see?
You know what? I think they've got the bases covered really well with the number of awards they give out, Kevin. But I would like to perhaps see consideration given to a sophomore campaign award. That would be kind of cool because sometimes the Rookie of the Year, at least recently, has been a little cloudy because a rookie had been in the league a year, Ben Simmons, case in point, and then was counted. It was actually technically his second year, but his first year of playing. You know, a sophomore award might be something worth adding to the list.
That's a great idea. And on the floor for New York here in the fourth, we've got Bagley. He's out there with Wendell Carter. And it's Warwick in at the three, the small forward.
Hard to imagine them losing this game if they can keep shooting like that.
Not many empty trips for this group. It seems everything's falling for them this half.
Now here's Bagley over Griffin. Bagley with the bucket. Bagley's got 21 in the game.
You know, he was a non-factor in that first half, but now he's making up for lost time.
The dish to Griffin. Nice ball movement by Milwaukee. And Drummond kicks to Hole. Pass to the great. 5 to shoot. And they call the foul, so he's got the and one chance here to make it a three-point play.
He's certainly been their go-to guy when it matters most. He's trying to close this one out.
Peyton, he's checked in for the Bucks. Clark, there are strong divisions and there are weak divisions. The NBA might be considering removing divisions altogether and having only 2 conferences. What do you think?
You know, that's interesting. I like the divisions because that's what we've been accustomed to, but just having straight conferences, I wouldn't see much harm in that. You'd adjust the schedule accordingly in terms of how many games you play within the conference and how many times each opponent, but I think that could work.
At the line for your Bucks. The first one falls for the Bucks, making a switch here. Sessions is checked in, and a new group in for the Knicks. Both free throws good from the great one. Knicks have gone 1 of 3 from the field to start the fourth quarter. They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
McCloud covered by Peyton. Ball stolen. And it's the Bucks on the break. Shoots. And that basket is in there from the great one. The great one's got 35 in the game. For those just joining us, fourth quarter here. We're just over 2.5 minutes into it. McCloud covered by Peyton. Passes it to the great one. That's good. And it's Peyton with the assist. 37 points for the great one.
Yeah, letting it rip. They're just having fun right now.
Yeah, offensively, they've just been rolling. Impossible to stop.
Pass to Gaines to stop the run. Milwaukee with the rebound. It's off to Oklahoma City for him after this game, so they have the Thunder to look forward to. That sets off a 5-game tour for him. Sessions passes to Drummond. From deep. But they get it back. And it's Drummond with the jam.
This is what Drummond is known for, fellas. I mean, assertive, aggressive, relentless, hard-working. He's just a dog at offensive rebound.
Here is Gaines. Clark, when you think of athleticism specifically, talk about the changes athletically we've seen in the league, say, since the 80s.
It's dramatically different. I mean, there have been tremendous athletes through every decade of the league's existence, but it's gotten better with improved training and more knowledge about the anatomy of the body and how to enhance its performance. But now it seems like great athletes are, you know, a dime a dozen versus 8 to a dozen back in the 80s.
Here is Gaines. After the made shot from the great one, Gaines the pass to Motley, and it's sent back by Drummond. Here's Sessions, and another basket for Milwaukee.
From that in-between range, they've been the much better team.
Well, when you knock down jumpers like that, it opens everything else up as well.
Tipped away. It's taken away by Payton. Unhindered, going all the way. The shot's good from the great one.
You know, they're looking good, really good right now because of him. He sees this game by the throat, and he's squeezing hard.
Cloud passes to Gaines. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. Andre Drummond picks one up.
No question, he got bumped on that shot.
Yeah, the officials didn't need to talk that one over. It was obvious.
And Gaines drops them both.
And this is one of the things they need to keep doing in the second half to get this win. Keep knocking down those free throws. They've been sensational here at the line.
He gets that one. 43 points for the great one.
When you allow good scorers to get uncontested shots at the rim, no wonder you're losing.
You know, he should be getting extra attention from the defense, not less.
For a while now, you and I were just talking, we've had a rule that a team cannot go without a first-round pick in consecutive years. Could it be time to lift that restriction?
I certainly wouldn't mind discussing lifting the restriction, but I like it as it is on the books because it does lend itself, I think, to competitive balance, and that's important in the strength of a league.
Clark, the two-way contract, a relatively new invention that gives players time in both the G League and the NBA.
I love it, Kevin, because it's another pathway for those aspiring to be NBA players to have a legitimate shot to make their dream come true. The G League is just a notch below the NBA in terms of overall talent, and so I love the fact that players who desire to be pros can have a pathway to get to the NBA by being part of the G League as well.
And these G League players are having an impact, aren't they? They're making a difference on a lot of teams.
40% of the players in the league have spent some time in the G League, so it speaks to the impact the G League has on the NBA.
Milwaukee making a switch here.
Nicolo Melli.
Milwaukee has gone 1 of 2 from three-point range here in the fourth. The pass to Melli. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
Outside, Green. Now Gaines. Back to Green. And it's Melli with the rebound. Melli's got rebound number 5 here tonight. Sessions looking around. Oh, a nice defensive play to disrupt the alley-oop. And even 3-on-3 break. Here's Gaines. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there. Gaines has got 6 in the quarter. And so Payton will bring it up for Milwaukee. To the middle. Here's the great one. And the powerful one-handed slam.
And really the story of this second half, one team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
And that's why you have such a huge gap in the shooting numbers between the teams.
Kadeem Allen, he's checked in for the Bucks. The last couple of years, Clark, we've seen a couple of Hall of Fame level players go on these farewell tours in their final year in the NBA. What a great way for fans of opposing teams to honor these terrific stars.
You know, I was a little bit mixed on how I felt about the farewell tours, but these two were handled so beautifully, and there have been others that have been handled great. It gives the fans an opportunity to express their feelings for some of the greats in the game, and that's heartwarming for all of us, I think.
Yeah, you and I were just talking about the way Kobe and Wade were terrific in their tours. Kept alive, Motley, the layup off target.
And he did everything he could to make that shot as difficult as possible.
And you know what, guys? That will pump him up because he takes a ton of pride in what he does on defense. You got to be in awe of what he's doing this quarter, actually destroying the opponent.
They're really on their heels at this point.
Yeah, on both ends of the floor, Kevin. They've lost some confidence along the way.
Outside, Green. Trying his luck from deep. Allen with the rebound. Milwaukee's gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far. To the paint, and he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
And not the prototype power forward, but he has tremendous athletic ability.
They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've gone a long time without a bucket.
McLeod, defended by Allen. 6 on the shot clock. Here's McLeod, nailed from three-point land.
That's a nice play, getting the separation he needs for a clean look.
And you look at him, he's given up an awful lot of size in that matchup, so he needs to have the ability to create separation.
They retain possession. Here's Sessions. No good on the shot, a bit long that time.
And guys, not sure where his head was on that shot. Not what this offense was designed to create.
Not at all. I mean, that's where they want him looking for a teammate, not trying to do it on his own. He needs to share the wealth there.
I tell you what, he earned his money on that foul.
Yeah, if you're going to foul, then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
Clark, here's kind of an interesting perspective question for you. How much of making it to the NBA is talent? How much of it is the work you put into it?
Kevin, if I were to give this a ratio, I would probably say 65% talent, 35% work ethic, because you have to have a level of unique giftedness to be an NBA player. Many can work really hard and not be NBA caliber. So I think there's, I tilt that 65-35 talent to work ethic.
Back to Green. From deep three-point range, they get the rebound. Here's Motley. He's covered by Sessions. Scooped up. Green. And Green slams it in.
And when he's on the floor, offensive rebounding is always going to be a strength for them.
Greg, he keeps so many possessions alive, doesn't he?
And you know, those second chance opportunities can be game changers. He represents so much value to this team because of what he does.
Count the bucket, and he's got a free throw coming up as well.
And with the lead, I like the strategy here. Continue to get the ball to guys who can do something with it.
If it's working, keep working it. That's what I say. Keep the pressure on.
And New York making a change here. Warwick's checked in. And free throw good from the great one. 1:37 left in the fourth quarter. Here is Gaines. Pass to McLeod. Outside, Green. He kicks it to Warwick. Shot clock at 5. Here's Gaines. That 3 off the mark. Milwaukee has gone 2 of 3 in the fourth quarter from long range. Good shooting so far.
Well, guys, this was never really a contest. Just a total obliteration, if you will. And you can safely say mission accomplished now for the Bucks.
And this was one that never really was in doubt, I thought. An all-around dominant performance. And you kind of thought that maybe even going into the game.
Yeah, there was a sense of that. And man, they just pretty much blew them right out of the water. A clinic was put on display here today.
In what's really been a fantastic year, these guys expect to win each night just as they've done here tonight. And this will end up another big win, making it 65 on the season.
And they cap off the season series with one more win. It's been nothing but W's, 4 straight.
Greg, we don't see conference opponents get swept very often, but this has been total domination.
And what a tremendous standout performance it was for the great one.
Just an outpouring of points from him. Nobody could do much to keep him from dropping it in.
And Green gets it to go. 9 seconds left to play here in the fourth. Here's the great one. So no problem for Milwaukee as they get the win. And the outcome of this one was never in doubt.
And boy, they really put in a supreme effort. It just felt like once they had that lead and it was comfortable, they were not going to relinquish it.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. Clark Kellogg and David Aldridge. This is Kevin Harlan. Thanks for watching the NBA on 2K Sports. So long.